Well, hello everyone, and welcome to our virtual ladies pajama party. That's right, it is ladies' night here on tonight, and it is time to have some fun. It is time to take a break. No refereeing children, at least for the next hour, 15 minutes. You can take a break from planning meals, from cooking, from working, from tending to everyone. It is time to unwind and relax. And so I am super excited on tonight. We met in December. We had a previous virtual pajamas party. It was a private one. We had about 30 ladies in attendance. It was awesome. We learned about stretching, taking care of our skin. We played some games and we had a great time. And so this time we wanted to take just a little different focus for our ladies. Just want to learn how to maintain our self-care by focusing on our hair because it's summertime and it's hot. And our hair just goes through so many changes in general. We have hormonal changes, ladies. Can I get an amen? In our 20s, in our 40s, then there's stress, we're on medications, maybe illness. And so our hair goes through a lot of things. And so one minute, our hair is dry, is growing, next minute it's falling out. And so I am here to tell you on tonight that help is on the way. That's right. We have help right here just for you, because the Bible says that our bodies are the temple of God. And so we need to take care of our bodies, take care of our hair from the inside out. And so we have two people on tonight. They are so down to earth. They are so funny. You're going to love them. We've been talking a little bit, and I tell you what, the conversation could have just kept going, because you're just not going to find two better people who just get along together, just gel together, and who really know their stuff. And so I'm going to introduce to you them one at a time. Actually, she's doctor now, Dr. Larissa Strath, because she just got her doctorate. So we're excited about that. She is a neuroscientist, nutritionist. I hope I'm saying that right. But she's going to talk about the importance of foods and the importance of what we need to take in to get our hair to grow. And then we have Miss Shannon Smith. She is out of Atlanta. She is my former hairstylist when I lived in Atlanta. She is doing exceptionally well. When she comes on, she's going to tell you everything that she's doing. But she is the CEO of Beauty 21. She has her own line of hair products. She owns several salons in Atlanta, and then she's in the process of actually opening up her own hair school. And so she's going to talk all about that, because I don't want to mess any of that up. So ladies, make sure that you tell somebody. I'm ready to learn. I hope you're ready to learn. I need you to tell somebody. I need you to text somebody. I need you to call somebody. Do whatever it is. Send a message in the bottle and tell them about the live that is going on tonight. So we are on Facebook. We are on YouTube, BHAMBC. We are on Twitter under TCOWI.org, and we are on Instagram at BHAMBC. So I present to all of you first, Dr. Larissa Strath. Hello, Dr. Larissa.
Hello, Lady Pam. Hello, everyone. I'm back again. Always an honor. Always an honor. I always look forward to hanging out with y'all. Oh, it's always so great. But yeah. Thank you so much for the introduction. And just first, let me say thank you again for having me. And I'm also very honored to be sharing this time with Shannon, who I've gotten to know over the past week. Super awesome lady. I can't wait to hear what she has to say too. And hopefully you guys will all enjoy it. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen really quick. And like Lady Pam said, I'm going to be more talking about the inside part of the hair care in terms of what we can do and what we can eat for hair management. So we will get started here. I'll share the actual screen. There we go. So yeah, like I said, beauty from the inside out. So one thing that I'd mentioned in the little preview snippet was that beauty, our hair and everything, I always think of it as an extension of my personality. You can't really tell because it's faded, but my hair's actually pink right now. I defended my doctorate with pink hair because I was like, you know what? I can, and it's awesome. So I like to do all kinds of fun stuff with my hair, but because I like to do all kinds of fun stuff with my hair, I have to make sure that I am, keeping up with keeping it healthy, because I bleach it and I do all of the things. So one thing that I also mentioned is you don't have to necessarily take all these vitamins. Some people would prefer to take hair, skin, and nail vitamins. But for some people, especially like me, I'm a grad student. I don't really have a lot of disposable income, where that can really add up and be really expensive. And then in the other thing is in the food world, we always say food first. If you can do it with food, that's the best way to do it, because not only are you going to get the benefits that you're seeking for your hair from these foods, you're also going to get benefits for your heart, for your skin, for your mental health, for your overall well-being. And that's what I mean when I say from the inside out, and your hair will be a reflection of that. So what I did was I went and found a very popular brand of hair, skin, and nail vitamins. And I'm not going to say the brand because, again, I'm not going to hate on them. That some people want to do that. That's totally fine. But if you're like me and you'd rather just eat it in the food form, this is what we're going to do. So we're going to go through the ingredients on the hair, skin, and nail vitamins that they say are what makes your hair great. And I'm going to tell you how you can get those nutrients through the foods that you eat. And you'll notice that there's a pattern amongst all of these. So we'll see if you can pick them out as we go along. So let's just jump right in and get started. So first, I've got 3 vitamins here. And again, you've probably heard of all of these, but you're like, well, how are they even related to my hair? How could they even help my hair grow? So first of all, vitamin A. This is found in things like sweet potatoes, carrots, and kale. And vitamin A is actually orangey yellow in color. So that's why in things like sweet potatoes and carrots, they're really, really good sources of vitamin A because they're so brightly colored. So vitamin A is a very powerful vitamin, and it contributes to the health of your skin and your scalp by helping promote your blood's oxygen circulation. So increased oxygen circulation to your scalp and your hair follicles will bring all of these nutrients, including vitamin A, to your hair and will meet the needs for longer and stronger hair if that is your goal. So this is a marvelous vitamin and it's got a lot of antioxidant properties. And you'll hear me say the word antioxidant a lot. And so I'll just define what that means. So our body is constantly dealing with what are called free radicals, which are basically these harmful chemicals that come from pollution, that come from the environment, the UV light, things like that, that can cause damage to our cells, including our hair follicles and our hair cells. And what antioxidants do is they basically come in and neutralize them before they can cause any damage. So as I said, vitamin A is a wicked antioxidant and it helps protect your hair follicles from that damage. And that damage could lead to things like excessive shedding and hair falling out. So I don't know about you, but sometimes in the winter, especially when it's very dry, I'll be washing my hair and then I feel like a big clump of hair just like comes out and I'm like, oh, how am I not bald? So that to me tells me that I need more vitamin A in my diet. I need to be eating more sweet potatoes, carrots, kale, things like that. And if you suffer from a dry scalp, which is again something I also suffer with, you will also love vitamin A because vitamin A supports your scalp because it actually aids in the production of your body's natural oils known as sebum on your scalp. So the more vitamin A you intake, the more moisturized your scalp will be. Vitamin C is another very powerful antioxidant vitamin. And it's actually been really studied fairly well. I was looking through some scientific journals, and one particular study stood out to me. It was from the Journal of Clinical and Aesthetic Dermatology, and it references the use of vitamin C to improve hair growth, which I thought was super interesting. So what they found was the people who were eating more vitamin C every day experienced much faster hair growth compared to people who didn't. And this is because vitamin C is what your body uses to develop collagen. And collagen is one word that we hear a lot, especially as we age, because we hear about wrinkle prevention. We're like, oh, we need to get more collagen and blah, blah, blah. And then you hear about putting vitamin C on your skin to help with your skin's elasticity. Well, collagen is also very, very important in your hair production, in your hair growth. So this is going to help your hair get stronger and longer from the inside out. And again, like the vitamin A, it is a very, very, very potent antioxidant. So it's going to protect your scalp and your hair follicles and your hair from those free radicals that could potentially cause hair loss. So all successful hair care formulas contain vitamin C due to its amazing hair growing properties, including Miss Shannon's. I went online and looked at hers and looked at a ton of her ingredients loaded with vitamin C. you are going to definitely love it if you try it, because it is going to just boost your hair and give it exactly what it needs. But you also need to be eating it. So things like cauliflower, citrus fruits such as oranges and limes and lemons, grapefruits, and surprisingly, Brussels sprouts. I always surprise people when I tell them that cauliflower and Brussels sprouts actually have a higher concentration of vitamin C than oranges do. But nobody wants cauliflower or Brussels sprout flavored emergency or Halls or things like that. So oranges and, the citrus fruits kind of took the lead on that one. And last one here, we've got vitamin E. It's found in avocados, nuts and seeds, and whole grains. Vitamin E is, again, essential for blood circulation. It also heals and protects your hair. It helps with fine lines and wrinkles on your skin. Again, that's another very popular one found in a lot of beauty products. And it works the same similarly to vitamin A. So it helps bring oxygen to the scalp, promote healthy hair growth. And it is also an antioxidant to safeguard your hair and your hair follicles from damage. And when taken in combination with vitamin C, it can actually improve your hair's strength and elasticity. Next, we've got our B vitamins, and your B vitamins are awesome, and everyone here, we probably don't consume enough of them. I've kind of combined these three all in one because they do a lot of similar things when it comes to hair. So your vitamins B6, B9, and B12, they're usually touted as energy producing vitamins. They help catalyze all these reactions in your body, but they actually are also very good for your hair. And they're found in things like shrimp and meat and poultry and whole grains, beans, salmon, leafy greens, eggs, milk, shellfish, things like oysters and mussels and clams and yogurt. And what's great about your B vitamins is, again, they're going to help bring oxygen. They're going to help with blood circulation to your scalp and to your hair. When taken with zinc, a lot of your B vitamins will work together to help block a substance in our bodies called DHT, which can cause hair loss. We'll talk more about zinc here in a second. So folic acid, or vitamin B9, is actually crucial for your body preparing its DNA. And this vitamin actively supports cell division so that your hair follicles can produce healthy hair. So reducing hair loss and preventing hair thinning is what folic acid really does best. And it is best to take it with vitamin B12 because having a deficiency in one of those vitamins can cause excessive hair breakage or hair loss. All right, moving right along to biotin. This is another one that is very, very popular within the beauty community. Everyone talks about biotin, and it is one of the most important vitamins that you can consume to promote hair growth. Biotin supports the health of your scalp by producing fatty acids, which in turn help the health of your hair. And a deficiency of those fatty acids can lead to symptoms such as a flaky skin, dry, scaly skin, dandruff, eczema, brittle hair, according to a bunch of studies, which in addition to be just kind of annoying and problems on their own, can also lead to hair loss. Eating foods high in biotin or taking a biotin supplement, which is often, like I said, in a lot of those hair, skin, nail vitamins, will help combat hair loss due to a poor diet. But like I said, try food first. Try your eggs, your organ meats, your nuts and seeds, fish, meat, and sweet potatoes for some biotin. And you're also going to be supporting your hair's keratin, which is another protein in your hair, skin, and nails, and it is what makes up your hair, skin, and nails. So taking biotin and your other B vitamins are very, very powerful to combat hair loss, skin health, and nail health. Pantothenic acid, that's a big, big word. You can just call it vitamin B5. Again, found in a lot of red meat, poultry, eggs, organ meats, mushroom, nuts, whole grains. Also helps support your hair's natural keratin protein. So it will help replace hair that was loss due to excessive shedding. And without vitamin B5, it would be very difficult for our hair to grow at a steady rate. So the structure of your hair and skin actually depends on this wonderful vitamin to stay healthy. And like the other B vitamins, it nourishes your follicles, the hair follicle. And I'm sure Miss Shannon will get into more detail about what that all means. From the inside out is actually responsible for a lot of the shine that you see in your hair, and the luster of your hair. And down here I have iron. So iron is something that, especially as women, we are very prone to be deficient in, just because of the way our bodies naturally are. So making sure that you have enough sources of iron in your diet is super important. Again, it is essential for hair growth because iron is what is a component of red blood cells. That's what carries our oxygen throughout the body to fuel your metabolism and aid in growth and repair in your hair. And what's more is that there are a lot of studies that iron deficiencies have been linked to hair loss. So if you do notice that you are having some unexplained hair loss, it might be worth a trip to the doctor and getting your iron checked. And you can take either an iron supplement if you're very, very deficient, or change your diet to include more red meat, shellfish, spinach, beans, and legumes. And my last slide of my last three really, really important nutrients for our hair. These ones you actually don't really find in hair, skin, and nail vitamins, but I think that they're very, very important based off of some of the research that I've been reading over the past few weeks preparing for this. And first one is omega-3s. So we all have heard about omega-3s. We all hear your doctor saying, oh, you got to make sure you take your fish pills and you got to make sure that you eat your fish. It's good for your heart. It's good for your brain. Well, it's also really, really good for your hair. Omega-3s, like I said, are found in fatty fish. So that's things like salmon, sardines, anchovies. But if you're not a huge fan of fish, you can also find them in things like flax seeds, chia seeds, and eggs. And they're a great source of they've been linked to great hair growth. So there was a study that I read. They had 120 women that found that eating omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, as well as those antioxidant vitamins we talked about, your A, C, your vitamin E, reduced hair loss and actually increased hair density. And another study found that taking a fish oil supplement significantly reduced hair loss and increased hair growth in women with thinning hair. So super awesome. It's, again, not only good for your hair, but good for your whole body as well. Again, we mentioned zinc, that you want to take it in combination with your antioxidant vitamins. So zinc is a mineral that helps support the hair growth and repair cycle. And a lack of zinc in the diet may promote a common but reversible form of hair loss caused by a lack of nutrients in the diet. So again, like iron, if you find that you are having this kind of unexplained hair loss, it might be worth going to the doctor, getting it checked out, getting your blood work done, and seeing if you have any zinc or iron deficiencies. So studies have shown that have reversed the effects of hair loss caused by zinc deficiency. However, that doesn't mean that you should run out and take a zinc supplement, because taking too much zinc can actually also promote hair loss. So this is why getting zinc from things like oysters and beans, lentils, dairy products is much better than taking supplements, because it's going to provide zinc in those small but healthy doses. And last but certainly not least, I talked about keratin being a protein. So we can't leave out protein, right? So the protein in meat really is going to aid the growth and help repair and strengthen hair follicles. You can also find protein in things like beans, eggs, quinoa, tofu, hemp parts, dairy products. If you're not into eating meat, if you're a vegetarian or you're vegan, you can also find protein in all kinds of plant sources. So red meat in particular, though, in addition to having a lot of protein, is also rich in the type of iron that is easy to absorb. So we talked about iron. It's the mineral that helps the blood cells deliver oxygen, including hair follicles. So all these cells, including hair follicles. So a lot of studies have shown, again, differences and deficiencies in protein and iron have been linked to hair loss over the course of one's lifespan. So that is a lot of information. I talked a little fast, but hopefully this gives you an idea. And to go back to where I started and what the pattern was, and I'll kind of zip through these pictures again and to see if you notice, is that all of these foods have a ton of color to them. So if you're sitting there like, Larissa, how do I do all this math? I'm going to have to read so many food labels. I don't know what I'm doing. The easiest way, and you've probably, if you've heard me talk on here before, the easiest way to make sure that you're checking all these boxes, that you're hitting all of these nutrients, eating all of these things, is to make sure your plate is colorful. If you look down at your plate and it's very white and it's very brown and it's kind of blah looking, you're probably not including all of these things that we just talked about. If you look down at your plate and you see a rainbow of foods, and I always like to challenge myself to see how many colors I can get on my plate in one go, I can guarantee you that you are going to be meeting your needs in terms of your vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, your carbohydrates that you need, those essential fatty acids that we talked about, as well as those proteins. So again, you can take hair, skin, and nail vitamins if you like, if that's what you want to do. But I always recommend food first because, again, not only do all of these things have benefits for our hair and our skin and our nails, but they also have a ton of benefits for the rest of our body as well, which is, like Pam was saying, is our temple. So we have to feed our temple. And with that, I would like to pass the baton to Miss Shannon. But before I do, I will put my contact information up. Again, it's lstrath@uab.edu, or you can follow me on Instagram, and that's at dr.larissajane. And thank you so much again. It's always a pleasure talking to y'all. If you have any questions, type them in the chat. And we'll get to them. But for now, I will pass it back to Lady Pam and Miss Shannon.
Well, Larissa, that was awesome. Social media, this is why we have Dr. Larissa on all the time, because she just has a way of just explaining. I mean, you make me want to eat a sweet potato just right now. Just start
my job is done.
I mean,
perfect.
Just the importance of it, because as we get older, our hair thins, and then of course we have, dandruff. It's just all kind of things that kind of interfere with our hair growth. And so let me ask you this: what about the person who has maybe oily hair? Are they eating too much of something, or any thoughts on that? I know Shannon's probably going to touch on some of this, but from a nutritionalist standpoint.
From a nutritional standpoint, a lot of, I think, the oiliness will come down to, in terms of having it be too much. And again, Shannon, you can correct me if I'm wrong on this. You're the expert here. Has to do a lot with the environment and your genetics as well when it's being really, really oily. Kind of like how some people, like myself, I have really dry skin, whereas some people have really oily skin. And I mean, my sister and I think, are good examples of that. We have two very different skin types, but we're in the same family. So it comes, and we grew up around the same things. Nutritionally, I mean, it could be a lot of vitamin A. You could be eating a lot of vitamin A. Vitamin A is one of those ones that, like, you can't really get enough of. Your body thrives on vitamin A. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend cutting down on the vitamin A. I would recommend probably listening to Shannon's advice and treating that from the external. Yeah, because your body still needs that vitamin A.
Yeah. Okay. No, this was great. This was great. Thank you so much, Larissa.
You're welcome.
Great information, even for those who are vegetarians. There are some options for you as well. And so
Yep.
thank you for covering all aspects of everybody's eating pattern and eating habits. And so now I will bring forth Miss Shannon Smith. She's going to introduce herself, everything that she has going on in her life in Atlanta. And then she's going to talk to us about how we can get our hair really healthy from the outside. So, hey, Shannon. Uh-oh. Unmute yourself.
Would be great, right?
There we
And
go.
take yes. Hey, Lady Pam. Thank you so much for having me. I am super excited. Of course, once again, I'm Shannon Smith. I am the proud owner of Shea Marie Hair Salon here in Atlanta, as well as I am the CEO of Beauty 21 Professional Hair Products. And I have, of course, 4 lovely children, a wonderful husband. So I understand it also well when you need the food, the nutrition, the health part of it, as well as the balance of it all. And also trying to look good, feel good, and be fabulous, right? At the same time. And so thank you so much, Dr. Larissa, first of all, for just breaking the foods, like just making us understand the importance of what we eat, what we bring in, because honestly, what we bring in, it truly affects the hair and the scalp, right? Because they're all connected. And so I just thank you for just elaborating on the vitamin A, the C, and the E, because one thing they all have in common is that they support and they strengthen, right? They support the inside as well as the outside, and they also strengthen the inside and the outside. So I thought that was absolutely fabulous. But I'm just going to make it easy for the ladies as well as the men, because honestly, my husband, when it comes to professional grooming, we do have male, men that take care of themselves as well. And so to just simplify it, I thought about just items that we randomly have in our house, right? We normally have like the olive oils, we have rice, we have water. These are things, especially since COVID. So I'm really thinking about the fact that, we've from COVID being in the house for a year, now we're able to come out a little bit more. And now it's summertime, like you said, hey, we're experiencing the heat. Some of us have extremely oily hair. Some of us have extreme dry hair, right? But the key is the balance of it all. Like she said, you still need your essentials as far as your food and your dietary, supplements, like your avocados, your sweet potatoes, and even your protein, your beef, your red meat. So you need those things. But okay, say if you're quarantined, right? And you're at home. We know that everybody loves rice, right? We know everybody has some olive oil. Right? And we know people have water. Well, I do want to say it's great to always pick up distilled water. We have, of course, alkaline water. Everybody's into, there's different types of water, and I'm particular myself, but distilled water mixed with some of like rice, for instance. If you mix rice with distilled water, is the starch in the rice that strengthens the hair. So these are things that you can also do at home to strengthen the hair as well, on top of eating it, but you can also take rice and mix it with distilled water, right? And it gets cloudy. And so you make sure it gets really good and cloudy. And of course, you can take the rice out once you get the water where it needs to be. And you can also shampoo. It's like doing a wet. You can shampoo your hair with it, and that will strengthen your hair as well. So one thing about summer months, once again, we'll talk about the heat, right? It's extremely hot. And so Pam, you had a question Lady Pam, you had a question where some people are extremely oily, right? And then you have some people that are extremely dry. Once again, you keep your nutrition going, but the key is in the products. So what do I mean by the key is in the products as far as the shampoos and the conditioners? Most people, they just pick up shampoos and conditioners out of their local beauty supply store, right? Let's just talk about it. And a lot of times, us ladies, we like it to look good. And if it smells good, we're going to purchase it. But that doesn't always mean that it's necessarily great for the hair, especially your hair type. So once again, you have to pay attention. If you have dry skin, right? Most of the time, if you've suffered with eczema, and you have a little dry skin, most of the time your scalp is dry as well, because what is connected, it's all connected. So when it comes to shampoos and conditioners, it is very important that, first of all, you understand the sulfate free. What does the sulfate? You don't want anything with sulfate in it, because honestly, if you're already dry, the sulfate is going to dry it out even the more, because that's what it does. It's an extreme cleanser, and it will take it all out, right? It will take whatever little moisture you have, it's gone. So definitely for those who have dry scalp, right? And dry skin, you want to make sure you do sulfate free. Now, for those who say oily scalp, right? And oily skin, you can take one shampoo, you shampoo your hair twice, but you can use the sulfate free for if you have oily scalp or oily skin. But I only suggest that you use the shampoo once, right? And then you come back with a sulfate free shampoo after that. Why? Because honestly, the sulfate, it will really take all of the oil. And what you don't want it to do is take the healthy oils out of you, right? So it's all about balance and so the best thing to do is really sulfate free. But for those who have oily skin, oily scalp, and the hair is oily, super oily, you can use a sulfate shampoo. I suggest you just shampoo your hair absolutely one time and then go behind it with a sulfate free shampoo, just to put back. You don't want to take away too much of your natural oils, right? So what I thought about also is all of this is to just strengthen the hair during the summer. Because one thing about the heat, we know you're going to get a lot of vitamin C, right? You can get vitamin C just from being out in the sun, right? So we know you can get too much of, I wouldn't say too much sun, that's why you have.
Oh, there she is.
There she is. There you go.
Can you get me off?
Yeah.
Okay, I apologize. I'm like, did I leave? But I mean, listen, but the biggest thing in the summer is honestly to make sure you always hydrate your hair, right? As well as oil your scalp, especially if you have dry scalp. Those are things. And then also when it comes to the hair wraps, people, you guys, when you go to sleep at night, it is key, the material, not the polyester, not the cotton. We want to do lightweight material. We want to do like your satin, your silks. Why? Because what it does, it keeps the moisture in the hair. It also, because we sweat throughout the night, right? Some of us do, depending on the age, hormones, the levels of it. So you want to be able to just make sure at the beginning, end of the day, in the heat, in the summer months, that you keep moisture and hydration in no matter what. The diet doesn't change. Like she said, Dr. Larissa said it best, continue to use your vitamin A foods, your vitamin C foods, and your vitamin E. I had avocado on here because avocado, yeah. So when you talked about it, I was like, yes, Dr. Larissa, because now you're getting served avocado wherever you go, right? It's like a dip. People are understanding more and more that your diet is making you feel absolutely amazing, right? It gives you such a youthful look. Like you said, it creates a shine. Your hair, your skin, everything glows and you feel absolutely amazing. And I believe your mental is healthy as well, even though we're talking about the hair for the summer. So it's not a whole lot for the summer. I think the biggest key is to honestly make sure that you maintain hydration, moisture, knowing the materials as far as what you sleep on, lightweight material, your satin, your silks, knowing, hey, if it's say 100% cotton and you're a sweater, you best believe in the mornings, you're going to be dry. You're going to be extremely dry and you might see a little shedding once you comb your hair. So make sure before you comb your hair in the morning times that you oil your hair as well. The hair has to, it's just like us taking a shower, right? Or a bath. And when we get out, we truly, some of us have to really oil our skin. Well, that's the same thing with the scalp. You have to tend to the scalp the same way you tend to your skin, your body. So just know you can't neglect, it's like a total, it's the total body. And I just love it because Dr. Larissa, you can't have a nice outside without having a nice inside. And one thing I know is that God, he just loves us so much because he calls us his beloved, right? We are the beloved of God. And when he talks about, he wants us to prosper and be in good health, right? Even as our soul prospers. So it's like the inside. So it's simple, yet not difficult. And I just think sometimes we overdo it with products, right? We'll go in the stores. Once again, ladies, listen, I know the bottles are absolutely amazing when you look at them. We love the colors. We love what it looks like, what it smells like. But just make sure certain ingredients, when it comes to your body type and what you're in need of, that you can actually use it, right? Because we know all products are not for all types of hair. You have some that, yes, but those are oils. When it comes to shampoos and conditioners, you definitely have to be very strategic. If you're a swimmer in the summertime, you definitely need what? Your sulfate shampoos. Why? Because it's going to cleanse. It's going to get all the chemicals out. But you still have to go behind it with what? A moisturizing shampoo to put back in the essential oils that you need to kind of keep the hair healthy and keep it moving. So it's, once again, and then of course I have my Beauty 21 products. So to talk about the essential oils, and when Dr. Larissa was talking about like your oranges, your colors, the essential oils, your lavenders, your rosemary, sometimes when we go to the store, especially like grocery stores, right? And some of us, we like scented candles that have what the natural scents now, the lavender. You're still intaking, breathing those things in, right? Whether you're putting them on your hair, whether you're breathing them in on the inside, it still all matters. It's still an important part of what your total health and the way you look, right? So those are just key. I mean, like I said, it's very, very simple. Summer months, hydration. Making sure you oil your scalp. Making sure your wraps, your scarves, lightweight. Of course, using things at your home that you have, your olive oils, your avocados, your fruits, your berries, your omega-3s. Everybody has fish. We cook fish, your red meat. These are all things that you really have in front of you that, once again, if you just color code everything, right, it brings that balance. Like she said, it is so colorful. That's what I noticed when I looked. I was like, wow, we got orange, we got green, we got yellow. We got brown, red, so that way you can pay attention and say, hey, do I really have a balance here when I look at things? Is my shampoo working for me, right? Is my food intake working for me? My water intake working for me? And once again, water, you guys, distilled water. It has nothing, it is the purest form. And this is why when it comes to mixing it with whether your rice or your avocado, you're getting what? The purest form of nothing in it, mixed in it to put on your hair. So that natural, that pureness, you will always get absolutely great results from that. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions concerning just even braids, you can do the same thing. A lot of people braid their hair in the summer. The biggest thing with the braids in the summer is keeping the scalp treated. Because once again, the scalp is the skin. And what you said was your vitamin A, your vitamin C, and your vitamin E. They're going to support the hair and the scalp. They're going to support the inside. So you have to oil your scalp. You have to cleanse your scalp, even with braiding your hair. And I think sometimes people neglect that because they're like, oh, it's super easy, right? You don't have to do anything, but just wake up and go. So we love the braids, but you do have to tend to the braids just like you tend to your body every day and not neglect your scalp and your skin. So once again, I'm just super excited, Dr. Larissa, you said everything pretty much. I mean, seriously, with the vegetables and the food, how important it is for the inside. And for me, it's just the maintenance part of it, making sure that you read your labels when it comes to your shampoos, making sure you understand, no, I don't need sulfate shampoo. If it says sulfate-free shampoo, great, because what it's going to do is going to keep the natural oils as well as cleanse your hair, but it's going to keep the natural oils that you already have without stripping it, right? And then you moisturize with your conditioner, your hydrating conditioner. And I'm telling you, keep the movement, your hair feels good, it smells good, and you look good all together. And who wouldn't want to do that? So that's how you have a great summer to me. That's how you can go swim. you can swim and do all of those great things. Enjoy the summer. I have children I have a daughter who's 8. She wears braids. And I have to every morning, I promise, I have to oil her scalp. I have to make sure that I cleanse her scalp because yes, if I don't, she was like, oh my God, it's itchy. Because that's the excess dirt and different things of sweating and doing different things that builds up on her hair and her scalp. So I have to tend to it just like I tend to everything else. My husband, the same way. He has dry, itchy scalp. So he has a whole nother different, we have to tend to him a little bit different. We tend to use those things, like you said, that gets right to the irritation, which is your peppermint oils, right? It helps with any type of irritation. So once again, it's all about knowing your body type, knowing what your body needs individually, because our children, as you can tell, I just said my 8-year-old daughter has a different need than my husband and even myself. So we try to make sure that we have things in the house, or like, for instance, my products, Beauty 21. I thought I'd throw that in there.
Throw that in there.
I did. I threw that in there. But no, honestly, when I created that product, Lady Pam, I thought about over the years, I had clients who really suffered from dry, itchy scalp. And yes, I had a lot of dry, itchy scalp shampoos, right? But they treated it for a moment, but never solved the problem or never allowed, it just stayed dry and itchy, okay? They would come back the next time and say, oh, my hair is still itchy, work for 2 days. So I began to research. This is why I understand when Dr. Larissa talks about the avocado and the eggs and so I began to research essential oils, your orange oils. That's like it smells just like an orange, right? And your peppermint oils. And I began to research and put those things inside of my products. And I saw great results where people who are on dialysis, because we know that, like she said, if you are diabetic, if you have thyroid, if you have high blood pressure, hypertension, all of this affects the hair and the scalp. So I had to figure out what I could put in there that I knew was a healing agent to the scalp and the hair. And the peppermint oil, that's what it does. It's a healing agent that goes in and it heals. That mint, it goes in and it heals all types of irritation and dryness and flakes. And it's been very, very well. So just, like I said, at the beginning, end of the day, when it comes to your hair during the summer months, just make sure you know your needs. You know your needs and purchase products according to that versus, the family, the entire family, because, everybody's different.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, I just wanted to commend you, Shannon, on your product line, because I was looking at it when you told me about it. And what I loved about it was that the ingredients were simple. It was simple. It wasn't this long list of chemicals. It was like, because I'm one of those people, I have psoriasis. So when I have a thing that's loaded with chemicals, it burns and it itches. And I'm like, and I feel it. So I'm like, what can I get that's going to, not cause my psoriasis to flare up? But I wanted to ask you if you could talk a bit about what you'd recommended to me, one of your products for us who we like to work out first thing in the morning. And I do it right before work, and I have time to shower, but I don't have time to wash my hair, do all those things. You had a really good product that I was looking at. I was wondering if you could talk about that for a second, because I think a lot of my friends who are watching that I know do the same thing as me, the early bird, early riser worker outers, I should say, would be interested. So that's my question for you.
So you would absolutely love my Beauty 21 Revitalizing Mist. That is, honestly, after you've worked out, you've sweated, and you need your hair to bounce back. It's like a recovery, right? You know how we all work out and we're sweaty and we okay, and then too, you have to go to work. So you need something quick, something that the hair can bounce back absolutely within minutes and seconds, right? So my Revitalizing Mist is absolutely amazing for that. And only reason why I'm saying that is because, for one, it has the witch hazel, which we understand that is a true cleansing agent, right? Then I told you the peppermint oil is a healing agent, right? But the lemon oil that we discount, it's just like drinking lemon water, and we say what it does. It helps us, it cleanses us out and get any kind of inflammation, any kind of, I'll say, extra waste out of the hair. So when you combine all of those with the distilled water, right? Because that's the part of it too, the natural water. When you combine all of those things, what it absolutely does is take that excess weight, the sweat, all of those impurities, and it pulls it out, and it literally gives you the body. Oh my God, like when you blow your hair, you want to feel like, yes, I have the movement, no more sweaty hair. Like, people absolutely love it. It is actually my number one seller. Men uses it as well for their beards, for any type of, I'll say, even irritations. You know how you say sometimes you're just like, why my scalp feeling so bad? It soothes it instantly, because that's the healing agent that's included in it that really does makes the scalp feel absolutely amazing. Like, people love it. I use it on chemically treated hair, all types of hair, any type of hair can absolutely use it. And that's one product that I can say, it doesn't matter if you're thin, if you're coarse, if you're rough, you know, whatever texture you are, it's really going to heal those irritations and the dryness that you have. That is perfect. I'm sending it to you, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
So you have to give me your testimony about it. You have to give me. So I'm excited. I'm sorry. I just thought I'd say that.
No, that
I wanted to really try it. Because I mean, I know how it is trying to work out and you have to go to work. You know, like some people work out early in the mornings, you know, 5 a.m. and they have to be to work at 7. So they need something that's going to bounce back, right? They don't want to look like they just came out of the gym. And so those are one of the products that will, even if your hair is short though, you can blow it. Listen, I do it. Trust me on this blonde hair. I do. And it keeps me blonde, by the way.
Perfect. That's great, because I mean, there's only so many times that like if I'm like running at the door, I'll like just pull it back and I'm like, yeah, it looks like I've just put a lot of hairspray in. And it's like, no, this is just what it is. And I've been looking for something, and like I said, that won't irritate my scalp. And like you said, you have the healing oils, you have all of those things. And what's great about, you know, the God-given fruits and vegetables and oils is it doesn't matter what kind of hair you have, they work. They work all the time. And so I'm so excited to try it, and I'll be sure I'm.
And it's natural. It's natural too. It's in its purest form. So remember we were talking about just with the distill, it's in its purest form. It's the natural lemons, natural peppermint, natural. So it is very much so a natural product. And so I'm excited.
Right. And Shannon, I want some too, because my daughter and I, we both have braids. And when you said that about the itchy scalp, I said, uh-oh.
No, listen.
He's talking to me for real. Yeah, because you're right. We have that protective style. And, you know, I'll oil it, you know, because I have no choice. I feel like, okay, it's itching here and it's itching right here. But I'm glad you said that, because even with the protective styles, and I'm thinking about my 10-year-old, which he's going through this, he's becoming his own person. So he has this different hairstyle. And so he wants to grow it out. It's kind of a bluish tint, something other. But I'm getting ready to ask you, how do you moisturize the hair for those who have those, you know, like maybe twist or whatever? You mentioned olive oil. Is that good for just moisturizing the hair, or your products too? Anything
yes, my products too. Yes, ma'am. Beauty21hair. Look, www.beauty21hair.biz. Absolutely. I have an essential oil. It's called my revitalizing oil.
Let me see it. Okay, revitalizing oil. All right.
Yes, I'll send you that too as well. But honestly, with the olive oil, and it has olive oil in it, it has all the essential oils in it. Okay. It has your grapeseed oil. It's very, like I said, it's 100% natural. It has your jojoba oils in it, your olive oils. But these are things, I went with the olive oil because I know most people carry olive oil in their house, but it is absolutely, it penetrates and it goes deeper in the hair shaft with the olive oil, right? And it really does hold and lock the moisture in. So you definitely would want that. So that's what the olive oil does. Because like my son, he wears twists. You know, now the kids, like you said, the boys, you know, they're into the dreads, right? Oh, yeah. So, but you don't want the dreads to look like super dry. So the olive oil, because like I said, the hair, the texture of it, you need something a little bit thicker and a little heavier to coat the hair. And once again, it won't be so greasy either, because it goes deep into the hair shaft. You know, it goes deep into it. So the hair follicle. So that's why it's so important. It's a great moisture. Olive oil, you just can't ever go wrong with it. Olive oil, your coconut oils, they're all very good for the hair, and they're going to strengthen it as well. They're going to keep it moisturized as well as strengthen.
Okay. Now we have a couple of questions that came in.
Okay.
So one person, they want to know if you, I'm sorry, maybe 3 questions. For a person who has a health condition such as lupus, Of course, that can affect the skin and hair. Is there any particular kind of hair products that you would recommend for hair growth?
Beauty.
Beauty 21. What is it? Got Beauty 21. I love it.
But honestly, but I do understand. But yes, Beauty 21 hair.biz. But no, honestly, when it comes to that, I have seen I've experienced that. I've had clients before that have had certain elements that they needed. The key is the sulfate free, right? Okay. And the key is, like Dr. Larissa said before, they have now shampoos that have avocado in it, right? They have shampoos that have lavender oils. They have your orange oil, which is just like your actual orange. So I think it is important to understand, because most of the time when they've had like lupus, diabetes, a lot of times because of the medication that they take, it tends to dry their hair. So the key for them is moisture. The key for them is everything that they see that says hydrating, or it's more on the natural side, right? You need something more you're gonna have to, for instance, Aveda, they're known for their plant-based shampoos and conditioners, right? And they're soy-free. So you have to do your research. You just can't go out and just say, hey, I'm gonna buy something because it looks good and smell good. Because I know as women, we do that, right? You're gonna have to be very strategic about what it is that you're trying to attack. I shouldn't say it like that, but you are. Right. And you're trying to bring balance to what you're deficient in. You're trying to become efficient, right? Or have more of it. So I just believe that if you go with the shampoos that have more of your natural fruits, your natural vegetables, they've comboed it together or mixed it together, and they still are sulfate free. It has to be sulfate free. So I hope that answered your question. Once again, Aveda is a good one because they're plant-based, right? And then you have certain products that you have some that say that they're natural. But you really have to look at their ingredients, like Dr. Larissa said. You really do.
Well,
I mean,
marketing.
It's unfortunate, and then some of those words you not gonna understand for real.
Yep.
I mean, because that's just how it can be sometimes, because a lot of times they'll put things in products, honestly, for the life of the product. So you have to understand, the more natural you go, the life of the product is not gonna, how people sit products under their shelf for 2 years, right? Or 12 months. Well, you're not gonna be able to do that with more of your natural type of hair products. You have to use it. They'll tell you that. And you'll probably pay a little bit more just for that, but it's worth it in the end, because it'll combat all that you need. It'll give you the essentials that you need to put back into your hair.
Okay.
Right.
And so
and coupling that with, sorry, go ahead. I was just going to say, coupling that, making sure that you're eating, like I just kept thinking about vitamin C when you were talking, was because it's that precursor for collagen. It's and those proteins that you're also going to be consuming. That's what's going to help grow the hair and help make sure that it stays. It's going to give your body the building blocks so that when it's making your hair, it's making it strong. And then you're going to complement what Shannon was talking about. And I just kept also thinking lupus and diabetes and all of those things. Those are very inflammatory diseases.
Yes, they are.
By their nature. So making sure your diet is very anti-inflammatory. I know I gave a talk a few weeks ago about the Mediterranean style diet. That is a perfect example of an anti-inflammatory diet. So I would highly recommend, if you haven't seen that one, go back and watch that one.
I was going to say,
That's good.
Say it again, because some people probably missed that.
Because you're taking the dairy and all of the eggs and the out of your diet, the dairy, the milk, all of those inflammatory things. Yeah, that is good.
Yeah. And then you mentioned red meat, but of course with the Mediterranean, I think you mentioned that you're only supposed to eat it maybe 2 or 3 times a month, maybe.
Yep. Yeah, it's just I think the way I put it was they use red meat differently. We tend to use it as like the main star, and they tend to use it over there in Europe and over in the Mediterranean, Northern Africa, Eastern or Western Asia, I should say. They use it more as a garnish on things.
Wow.
So yeah, it's not I remember doing research, and I think I told this was they were doing a study over there, and they said, yeah, what would you do if you got a 12-ounce steak? And they were like, that's like for a family, not for one person. So yeah, anyway, I digress. But yeah, if you're interested, check out that other talk.
Check out that video. And so I have one question for Larissa, and then one for Shannon. So Larissa, chia seeds. Are chia seeds good for your hair? And then while she's responding to that, Shannon, someone's asking about shea butter and black soap. Is that good for your hair? So Larissa, you go first. Chia seeds.
Chia seeds are awesome. I love chia seeds. If you've not ever used chia seeds before, they are these little black seeds, and then you put them in water, they create a gel around them. And it's super cool. So you can make chia seed pudding. If you just dump a bunch in almond milk and then you leave it overnight, that gel kind of just makes pudding. They're an excellent source of fiber. Recently, I've been talking about fiber and our gut health a lot. Our gut is connected to everything. So you don't want the toxins, the waste, things that your body's trying to filter out to sit there. You want to go to the bathroom. So chia seeds are excellent source of fiber to clean things out that your body doesn't need. It's like, hey, we don't need this, we don't need it, we're gone. But also chia seeds are a wicked source of omega-3s. They're up there with fish, they're up there with walnuts, they're up there with flaxseed, and they're these teeny tiny little miracle workers that I like to call them. And I sometimes will just put like a tablespoon, I'll take my water bottle, I'll put it in my water, shake them up, they kind of gel up a little bit, and I'll drink them. Now, that slimy texture isn't for everybody. I don't mind it, but that's one way to just easily stick them in. If you've got like juice or you've got water, add a tablespoon, wait a few minutes, they'll kind of gel up, and it's really kind of interesting. But they're really sticky once they're jelly, so just be aware of that. They'll be stuck to you.
Good. Smoothie. I put it in.
Yeah. Smoothies are good too. Yep.
I was gonna say my husband puts it in his protein shake.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah, and sometimes people will use chia seeds as an egg substitute if you're vegan or if you have an egg allergy, because they have that jelly consistency. What you can do is you put, I think it's like a tablespoon of chia seeds or a tablespoon of flaxseed as well, and you let them sit in water, and they basically just go, and then you add them to your baked goods, and it acts like an egg.
Wow.
That's another easy way to get them in.
Cool.
Yeah, you can lose some weight.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we have some. I know this is ladies' night. We got some men watching too, so that's good. This is good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So Shannon, what about the black soap and shea butter? Because I, of course, myself with, having 4 children, and Shannon used to do my hair. It was always the top of my hair, that crown that just started to shed and break off and dry and everything. And so I was talking to this guy and he said, put shea butter also on your scalp. And I said, okay, so what are your thoughts on shea butter and black soap for your hair?
So shea butter, once again, is moisture, is hydration. So anytime you're dealing with dryness and you want that extra moisture, shea butter, absolutely, yes, you can use. The black soap, that's gonna strip. So if you're oily, then the black soap is good for the oily, right? Because when you have excess, you have too much oil and you're just overly oily, then you would use the black soap for that. Because what the black soap is gonna do, it's gonna take some of the oils out. It's like a cleanser more so than anything. The black soap is more of a cleanser. So you have a cleanser and you have a hydrator. So those are the difference. The black soap is a cleanser. The shea butter is a hydrator. It's a moisturizer. So that's the difference. And it all depends on the hair type, the scalp, and what you're in need of.
Okay.
And it's just your preference, really, honestly.
And so probably not to, unless if you have dry hair, then you should not use the black soap because it's stripping moisture. But if you
and a lot of times, and I don't mean to cut you off, Lady Pam, a lot of times what people, what Dr. Larissa just said, maintaining that diet though, maintaining good health, and really not allowing the anxiety, because anxiety and stress can really pull from that. And anytime you're so irritated in the crown of your head, most of the time for us women, it's more of a anxiety type of stress, either overwork, doing too much, when it comes from the center of the head. So we have to be, because it's the most sensitive, right? Because even as a baby, they always tell you, rub the center, it's softer, right, in the middle. So it's more of a sensitive place, a sensitive area. So we definitely have to make sure that we tend to it in a whole different way.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then one other question came in. Any recommendations for, I hope I'm saying this right, androgenic alopecia?
So
I don't know what the androgenic is. Alopecia.
Me either, but alopecia is alopecia.
Alopecia.
Yeah, I believe has to do with your androgen hormones, so hormone imbalance. So that's things like testosterone and estrogen. So hormone imbalance stuff. So that the only reason I know that is because I just read a paper on it the other day. I was like, look at God. He made me read that paper, so I know that word right now.
I was like, I've never heard. But with any, once again, I'm assuming that's dealing with the male versus, is that more male alopecia?
This was a female.
Dr. Larissa?
It was a female.
I think it could be male or female.
Oh, male or female. So I mean, honestly, well, okay. So we know that allergies play a part too as well, right? Even though we didn't get into that, and I'm not a doctor, but I do know sometimes too much of something can bring on an irritation. That's why I believe the colors, the balance. You didn't have too much red. You had one red, one yellow, one blue. One red, one yellow, one green. It's perfectly demonstrated to know that you can't have too much of a yellow, right? Or too much of orange or too much of green, because that can truly come in and create the irritation. And when you're irritated at the scalp, if you're irritated long enough, yes, in that one area, it will shed the hair. It weakens it, right? It weakens the hair follicle. So that's how you experience the shedding and different things like that. That's the key with the moisture. So once again, you can use the moisture, the shea butter. You can use your olive oils. You can use Beauty 21 Revitalizing Mist. It's a healing agent, and it does heal irritations and dryness at the scalp. So it's finding that perfect, and it may take a minute. And I'm not saying it's something that is overnight, but it's just all about knowing what you're missing and finding that product that has what you're missing versus just going randomly getting something.
Right.
Yep. 100%. I'm just doing a quick little read to make sure that making sure we're all on the same page. And you're 100% right, Shannon, in all your advice.
Thank you.
I was doing a quick, I have this app called Up to Date. You type in the condition and it's like, gives you everything that you need to know. But yeah, it looks like I would also, all of those things that Shannon said earlier about anxiety and stress. This is a hormone / environmental condition. So your hormones are playing a role. So making sure that you are taking good care of your mental health, you're not overly stressed, you're doing all the things Shannon had said from the external, you're moisturizing, you're adding all those things, you're exercising, and you're also eating all of the right things. So a lot of the time, if you go and find specific foods that look aid with your endocrine system, that's ENDOCRINE. That is your hormone system. That and there's a research that has been done on that. So I would suggest maybe going to PubMed, Google Scholar, typing that in, and seeing what the research has to say, because I don't know off the top of my head about that. So I will look that up and add it into the comments though after we're done here. But yeah, Shannon was right on the money with her. I was like, all right, she's got it.
I was gonna say, and we have a doctor right here. We have Dr. Larissa. I mean,
Well, that's the thing too, is I know a lot of things, but sometimes it's like there's only one brain. So I won't be afraid to tell you that sometimes I have to go and I have to look things up and make sure that I'm giving you the right advice. So look for that in the comments in like the next 20 minutes. I'll add some links.
No, that's good. Because this person said they do have adrenal gland issues and Addison's disease. So
okay, yeah. So that's the adrenal glands those are their endocrine powerhouse. Those really are one of the glands that drive your endocrine system. So I'm going to go look that up once we're finished here, and I'll add it to the comments.
No, this is great, ladies. This is awesome. Listen, so Shannon, tell us your website again for all the listeners.
So I have ShaMarieHairSalon.com, and then that is ShaMari hairsalon.com, and then also beauty21hair.biz, B-I-Z. So beauty21hair.biz, B-I-Z.
Okay, .biz. I put that in wrong. Okay. And
Thank
so
you.
what we're gonna do and Shannon, you tell me the best way to do this, because I know everybody probably needs a different product. We want to give away, of course, Birmingham Bible Church will purchase it, but we want to give away 3 products.
Okay.
And so I'm going to give out a secret number. It's not going to be my cell phone number for those of you who are watching. So that's too easy. That's too easy. Some of y'all got on speed dial. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give out a fake number. And I guess I'm going to have them text me their name and their number.
Okay.
And I don't know if you want to do some kind of consultation with them to see what exactly they need, so they're not just ordering stuff they don't want. So
I will absolutely love to.
Okay, great. And I will send you their number, and then we'll make sure we, consult the books about what I owe you. Okay, so this is for the first 3 people. First 3 people. Okay, you text your name and your phone number to this number. Okay, the number is 205-690-0098. So the first 3 people to text their name and their phone number to this number, 205-690-0098. Okay, and we have closed caption on here, so it's getting the number as I'm speaking it. So the number again,
Woohoo.
205, and my phone's already dinging, 660 0098. I got to get another number. And Shannon, I do want to purchase that. I think you said vitalizing oil.
The revitalizing oil and the revitalizing mist, yes, for the braids. And then
Okay, so the mist is for the braids.
the mist is for the hair and the scalp. You can do both with that, but definitely it will help with the braids, especially, when the tightening and irritations from, especially when you first get the braids, the application put in. So that helps. And then the oil, you gotta oil your scalp while you have those braids in.
Okay.
And
then-
just the moisture.
Okay. And then you said the revitalizing oil is for what now?
It's gonna strengthen, it's gonna oil the hair, it's gonna and it's a lightweight too, so it's not extremely heavy, but it gets down into that where it holds it. So
Okay.
because a lot of times people, they're afraid of the heavier oils because either it's gonna weigh their hair down or it's not enough, but it's just right.
I'm laughing at how many people have been texting me. Texting this number. We'll figure it out. Okay.
So many people are texting.
Yeah, they are texting. It's quite a few. A man just texted me. Oh, come on, y'all.
Listen, the revitalizing mist and the hair oil is very good for the male as well. My husband uses it.
Okay. All right.
Awesome.
Okay. So y'all got that. All right. So we have some winners. I'm going to let them know that they're winners, and then I'm going to send you their cell phone number so you can talk to them.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but I'm gonna go online and I'm gonna actually order it. So one more time, you said beauty21hair.biz.
Yes, ma'am. Beauty21hair.biz, B-I-Z. Yes.
Okay, so
Beauty21hair.
okay, just in case y'all did not win, then y'all know the website. So, I'll let you know. This has been really fun, y'all. This has been
It
great.
really has. I'm so glad you invited us to this. This has been awesome.
We're gonna have to do this again. I'm gonna have to make up something. I don't know. Winter hair. Let's winter hair.
I know.
All seasons. No, seriously.
Fall
Yeah.
hair.
Mhm.
Seasons,
This is
yes.
great.
It's something different, honestly.
And
Yeah,
then
just hanging out on Friday.
Oh,
That'll be what we can do.
oh no, and also I'm just letting everybody know, we do rebroadcast this. So if you're watching this, via replay, that giveaway was not for you. I've already received the plus, so I'm just letting everybody know. The website again is beauty21hair.biz. So that's how you can order your product. And then Larissa, please tell everybody how they can reach you for questions. You give a great presentation just on the foods. I mean, it's always wonderful. She did something last week for our men. We had her from Mediterranean. She's talked to our children, our BBC children. So she's great. So tell us again,
Yes.
if people have questions.
Yeah.
Tell us again how they can contact you. I know it was on the slide, but if you could say it one more
Yeah,
time.
no worries. Again, if you have any specific questions that you need me to look up, I might know off the top of my head. Like I said, I don't know everything, but I know how to find it and I know how to vet through the stuff. So don't be afraid to ask questions, and you can reach me at my email. It's just lstrath@uab.edu, or you can follow me on Instagram and reach me that way through the direct messaging feature, and that's just at dr.larissajane.
Awesome.
Say the email one more time.
lstrath@uab.edu. That's me. You'll find me. I check my email more, I would say. I'm more attached to my email. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out.
Okay. And Larissa, do you have because are you going to keep this email when you transition to your
I
new?
will be getting a new one. I haven't gotten the new one yet, but I will make sure to update everybody, and anybody that I do communicate with on this email, I will let you know what the new email. I'm moving to Florida. I'm moving to the University of Florida. So I'll have a ufl.edu. But when that comes, I will let everyone know and make sure everybody's up to date on that.
Okay, cool. And then you're also on Instagram at Dr. Larissa Jane. So y'all can reach
Yeah.
her as well. So, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, scribes, my scribes who are out here on social media. Thank you for that.
Yep.
This has been awesome. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Facebook and YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Thank you, all of y'all for watching. Please go back and watch it again and also share it with someone. Great information. So we want to make sure that we educate one another and empower one another to be the best we can be, to have the best hair we can have, the best scalp we can have, and make sure that we're taking those foods in and make sure we're hydrating ourselves and doing all those great things so that we can be the best that God has for us. So until next time, we will see you all. And thank you, presenters. Thank you, Dr. Larissa. Thank you, Shannon, all the way from Atlanta. I know it's after 9 o'clock there, but thank you for giving us your time.
It's okay. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Thank you for having us.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Yes. Bye, Dr. Larissa. You was
Bye, Shannon. You keep in touch, Shannon, please.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
See you
Bye.
later.